When we found out that we was having twins, we couldn't believe it. I think I nearly fell off the bed when they was scanning me, because the first thing she said was, "Does twins run in your family?" And that was it. Then we just looked at each other and it was just a massive shock.
The twins came a little bit early. We were in bed one night and Amy's waters broke. We got rushed down to Plymouth. It was scary because when they were born, being so premature, they literally took them straight away. We didn't see them, didn't get to hold them.
We knew something wasn't quite right. They were very premature. They was born at 31 weeks. And then when we finally took them home, he wasn't meeting his milestones. So he wouldn't roll over or crawl. He cried a lot. He had really bad reflux, so he was in pain a lot of the time. And everyone just said, "Oh, he's a boy. He'll do it eventually." And yeah, he never did. So then when he had his 9-month review, they flagged up then that something was different, and then we went to doctors and that's when he told us. Yeah. Elliot's condition is called cerebral palsy. It's caused from lack of oxygen whilst in the womb or after pregnancy, so he's in a lot of pain. He hides it really well, but because he's constantly stiff, we have to stretch him, and he still quite often wakes up in pain.
He can't do what his peers do. He can't run around a field. He can't sit unaided. He's not toilet trained because he can't control his bladder or bowel at the moment.
He's such a joy, he's happy, but he can get frustrated because he can't do things that other people can do.
We go to SDR Progression in Newport in Wales. Elliot's got a physio called Drew Walcott. He does specialist training, he's specialist in cerebral palsy treatments.
I think as a child it's frustrating to see your peers, siblings being able to move around and you can't, and not being able to make sense of it.
You're not allowed to actually go for the assessment until you have the money raised in place to go for the operation. We'd at that point raised about £3,500, nowhere near the 75,000 that we're going to require to get Elliot where he needs to go. So when the Electrical Industry Charity came on board and offered to help and said basically straight away they were going to pay for his operation, that meant there was no time scale. So there was no pressure to raise money to get to the operation stage.
We first heard about the IC when we started fundraising for Elliot. We saw that they helped families of electricians, and we thought maybe they could help with a piece of equipment or something for Elliot. We didn't have any idea that it would go where it did, like that they would offer us so much help.
Everything was paid for, everything was booked. Accommodation was all paid for, all by the EIC. Loss of wages for time off, all expenses for food while we were away from home.
The EIC has helped Elliot at school by funding a shed for him to keep all his equipment in, because I was having to take it in every day in the car, so quite often I'd have to do 2 trips because the boot of a car is not as big as all of Elliot's equipment.
But they're always on the end of the phone, any problems at all. They made the process stress-free, basically.
Getting in touch with the EIC has absolutely changed our lives. We couldn't thank them enough for everything they've done for us. Honestly, equipment, for them to just be like, "Oh, well, if he needs that, he can have it." We feel blessed. Yeah, it's amazing.
The ultimate goal for Elliot in the long run is to be able to live independently, be able to look after himself, to see him walking, see him running around the field playing football, rock climbing, doing things that kids do. But realistically, being able to get out of his wheelchair, use the toilet and get back in his wheelchair. So we haven't got to change his bum. That would give him a lot of confidence.
Elliot's Elliot. He's a cheeky, chappy, determined little boy, and I think if he maintains the attitude that he's got and develops into an adult, I think he will go on and achieve whatever he wants to achieve.
By having this operation, if nothing else, it's going to make him pain-free, but hopefully he'll be able to walk and just do things more independently, even if it's use a toilet or hop into the car, you know, little things as he gets older that's going to help make his life easier.